Hello everyone and welcome back to my F1 2021 Breaking Point series, episode number 3 today. I believe the next round is the Italian Grand Prix, but last episode was a fairly quiet one. We didn't have too much friction with our teammate in that one. We just were mostly just sort of doing our own thing, so who knows, maybe things will get spiced up again in this one. Given the name of the story mode, I imagine so. So let's just get into it and see what this next round has to offer. While the grid heads to Monza, the team at Haas have managed to find some welcome consistency during the second half of the 2020 season. Both drivers are hungry to gain ground in the competition, but Aiden Jackson is determined to outperform his teammate Crashper Akkerman, both in the standings and in the eyes of the team.
I'm not sure if it's something to do with the energy storage, but I'm losing power on the straights.
Right. And you said the acceleration was okay? We'll take a look at it.
And how are we today, chaps? Everything running smoothly, I hope.
All right, Brian. Yeah, we're just going through a few last-minute tweaks.
Ah, that's what I like to see. With dedication like that, maybe you'll be able to get us back a few more of those points, eh?
Yeah, I'll try.
Actually, Aiden, I'm glad I've caught up with you. Thought you might like to know. I had a call this morning from Mattia Binotto. Mentioned you directly.
Oh.
I think they're sniffing around for next season. You're being watched.
So, no pressure then?
So, what's the problem with the car?
I'm losing power on the straights. It's not a massive issue. I'm sure we can deal with it.
Yeah, theoretically, do we have time to install the Spec 2 unit before the race?
Yes, boss.
And Casper's reporting no problems?
No.
Okay. Let's do it. Put the Spec 2 in Aiden's, would you?
Well, that would sort it. I mean, if you're sure.
Of course. You could do with a little boost. A little boost. Besides, anything for our star driver. Casper, how are you today? Feeling good about the race?
Not your best timing there, Brian. Good golly, that probably wasn't good. Probably not great. But anyway, we will have an upgrade to our power unit for the Italian Grand Prix, so that's nice, I suppose, but yeah. Oh, phone, hello.
Brian.
Aiden, I'm glad I've called you. Listen, don't worry about Casper.
Let me stop you there. Brian, Casper's the furthest thing from my mind right now. I've got a race to focus on.
Good man. In the garage just now, that was my fault. I know how he can be.
What, childish? Self-centered? I'm sick of it, Brian. He's been on my case ever since I joined the team. He needs to grow up.
Okay. You just leave Casper to me and get your head in the race. Let's put that new power unit to good use, eh?
Sure thing, Brian. See you on the other side.
Just when things were sort of starting to calm down as well. But anyway, let's just head into the race and see what we can do with our brand new power unit. Let's go. Jackson looks to take full advantage of his car's new power unit, to the vexation of his teammate Crashper Akkerman. With the grid set, his focus locked in, Jackson is eager to show Akkerman why Haas signed him.
Welcome to Monza, where the crowd are ready for today's action, and we hope you're ready to see the world's best drivers fighting it out for that #1 spot. It's time for the Italian Grand Prix. With top speeds reaching 215 miles per hour, only a few places can challenge Monza's crown as the fastest circuit in F1. Hard braking zones going into the 3 chicanes make up the majority of the 11 corners on this 3.6-mile circuit. And just in case the slipstream wasn't enough, 2 DRS zones will help encourage some closer action. Here we are then, Monza, the 90th time this event has been held, so a special year for F1 fans, particularly the Italians, who are rightly proud of this event and its heritage.
Yeah, it always feels a bit special here, doesn't it, Crofty? Hamilton holds the joint record with Schumacher for number of wins here at 5 apiece, but could snatch it outright today with a 6.
Nearly 100 years of history here, so let's see what this year holds in store for the Italian Grand Prix. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Verstappen, Akkerman, Carlos Sainz and Perez, Norris, Ricciardo, Stroll and Alexander Albon, Ocon, Leclerc, George Russell and Butler, Vettel, Kvyat, Antonio Giovinazzi and Aiden Jackson. Gasly and Kimi Raikkonen finishes off the grid. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right, let's see if we can squeeze some performance out of this new power unit. Good luck out there today.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Not a lot of strategy to look at, softs to mediums, nothing fancy there, so let's just crack straight into this one as we head now to the 5 red lights. And away we go for the Italian Grand Prix. It's a great start for us off the grid, and we're going to try and head to the right hand side of the road, try and gain some early positions in this one, starting from near the back. It's going to be a bit of a mission to try and catch our teammate, but we should be able to do it, I think, as we try and find our way through these first couple of corners in one piece. And we've managed to gain a few positions in the process and up and into 14th place as we're on the grass there, trying to avoid any kind of collisions, but we've managed to make a decent number of places up into 12th position now as we head through the Della Rosa chicane as we got past Charles Leclerc and George Russell. A bit of a gap to Lance Stroll, so let's see if we can catch him. So we move on and catch up to Esteban Ocon rather than Lance Stroll. Stroll must have overtaken the Frenchman, and we do the same down the inside of Esteban Ocon, and there right ahead of us is Lance Stroll. Banging wheels there with Ocon as he tries to keep the fight going, but we get ahead of him. So we move on, and again we catch up to Lance Stroll, and now we'll have a look up the inside into the first corner. Stroll, a bit of a late defense. We're very deep on the brakes. We have to take a bit of avoiding action there to avoid contact with Lando Norris, but we do make the move.
You made it look easy.
On Lance Stroll. Very soon after, we're able to get a move done on Lando Norris to the outside of the Della Rosa chicane, and we managed to make that one work and get ahead of the Englishman. Next up, we catch Alexander Albon, who is a little distance ahead of us, but we'll close up to him in the braking zone here, and maybe we'll be able to go for a move into the Della Rosa chicane. Let's see, as we're really close behind, almost pushing him through the first couple of corners. Very slowly there as we are all queuing up in a train. So let's see if we can take advantage of that as we head towards the next chicane. We'll see if we can make a move on Albon. He's not going to try anything, so we'll go up the inside, and we'll actually get there quite easily and make the move on Alexander Albon and move ourselves up into 8th position in this one. So let's continue this form. Carlos Sainz is the next car up the road, and we're going to go for the move down the inside into turn number 1, almost up the inside of Ricciardo as well in the Renault. Not quite getting there though, and Ricciardo holds on to that one, but yeah, that was a bit of avoiding action there to make sure we didn't clout into the side of Daniel Ricciardo. I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm using it as we sit in the slipstream of the Renault. We might be able to make a move here to the inside as Ricciardo, a bit of a late defense there, but we get it through on him, and now we are behind our teammate Casper Akkerman. So let's see what we can do in this one as we are trying to close up to the back of our fellow Haas driver. We might be close enough by the end of this back straight, although we might just have to wait for the Variante del Rettifilo for our overtake. Once again, we'll see. Not close enough here into Ascari, as Akkerman himself is putting a bit of pressure on the car ahead of him, which is Sergio Perez. But Akkerman is our target for this race. He is the car we need to beat, so we're really trying to close up to him. You can see the effectiveness of the slipstream here, and that is helping us close that gap to Akkerman. So here we go. going from left to right, switching back and getting a nice pointy exit out of the corner, and we've got ahead of Crashper Akkerman, and now we can try and put Sergio Perez in between us hopefully, and pull away from our teammate as we're sitting in the slipstream of the Mexican. We're not close enough to do anything into the first corner, but we should be closing up to him very shortly. Max Verstappen is up ahead of him too, so who knows, maybe we'll even be able to pass him by the end of this one. That would be amazing. But right now the task at hand is to overtake Sergio Perez, so that is what we're focusing on doing as we try and get up the inside, and we'll make the move into the De La Rocha chicane, and now we're up into 4th position. Next up, as I said, is Max Verstappen, but there's a lot of race to play out before we get to him. We need to make a pit stop by the end as well, so we'll just skip ahead until it is time to make our pit stop and see where that puts us in reference to this race. So now it is time to make that pit stop, so in we come then to the pit lane here, and we'll get a fresh set of boots on the car. No replacing punctured tyres this time.
Exit now.
And we get going once again, and we'll see if we can get an undercut on some of the cars ahead, the two Mercs and Max Verstappen.
Last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Now further up the road, so let's see if we can make any ground on the three of them. We move on now to what is the final lap of the race, and we have caught up most of the way to Max Verstappen and Valtteri Bottas. Hamilton clearing away at the front of this one, but we are on the back of the Dutchman, so let's see if we can make a move on Max Verstappen as we head towards the final corner. We might just be able to snag a podium here if we can get this right. We're going to sit back just a little bit, try and go for the move around the outside. He's stuck in the dirty air. He takes the inside line. We go around the outside of Max Verstappen, and we will get the move done, but Verstappen with some straight line speed as we go side by side towards the line, we'll just about hold him off.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
And maintain 3rd position. What a finish that was. Great stuff.
Well, quite the rivalry forming between the rookie Aiden Jackson and his veteran teammate Crashper Akkerman.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of when Hamilton signed for McLaren back in 2007, and we all know how that one ended. Alonso returned to Renault pretty much the moment the season wrapped up.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. So, a podium finish. The team must be overjoyed with your driving today. Can you talk us through it, Aiden?
I mean, it's the podium. What more could you want? Everything seemed to come together today. Great pace, good team strategy, and I managed to extract some good performance from the car. I couldn't be happier.
A big talking point, irrespective of today's results, is how you've improved overall throughout the season. What would you say to that?
I couldn't do it without the support of the team. They've been incredible. I'm feeling looked after, and I couldn't ask for more. So any improvements are thanks to them.
It's funny you should mention the team as a whole. Can you give us an update? How is the current relationship between you and Crashper Akkerman?
Look, driver relationships are always going to be tricky. Individually, you're always pushing yourselves, and that can cause friction. I can't let anything like that worry me. Besides, we're fine.
Great. Well, that's everything.
With only a handful of races left in the season, time is running out for Haas to secure the points necessary to finish above their mid-pack rivals in the Constructors' Championship. A dip in form over the past few races has the team desperately hoping for a strong performance from both rookie Aiden Jackson and veteran Crashper Akkerman.
Mum?
Aiden, I'm here.
Oh, good. After that flight delay, I was starting to get concerned.
Don't worry. Everything's fine.
And they're looking after you?
Better than at Silverstone.
Good, because you were my lucky charm there, Mum. And I'm hoping you do the same here.
I'll try, love. Now just do what you do, and everything will be great.
I know. Mirror signal maneuver.
And always stick to the speed limit.
I'll try.
Have a great race, Aiden. I'll see you after.
I'm so pleased you're here, Mum. This one's for you, eh?
With only a handful of laps remaining, Haas is looking to both of its drives for points in order to improve their position in the standings. One last push is needed from Aiden Jackson, desperate to keep pace with his teammate Crashper Akkerman.
How's it feeling out there, Aiden?
Yeah, good. I think we can start to push a little. Where's Casper?
Ahead of you. Don't worry about Casper, Aiden. Let's just improve your current position.
Yeah, copy.
Alrighty then, so here we go, already making a move on Lance Stroll and getting ahead of the Canadian and bringing ourselves up into 12th position, still a few spots away from the points, so let's try and close up to the next car. Next up is Sebastian Vettel and Valtteri Bottas. I don't know what they're doing at the same part of the circuit, but Bottas clearly has some kind of issue with his car because he's quite slow at this point, but anyway, we get the DRS and we'll try and make a move to the outside of Sebastian Vettel at turn 4. And around the outside we go, and we'll be able to get that done on the inside of turn 5. Nice and easy, and now we can try and focus on Valtteri Bottas. And we'll get a chance to overtake him as we head into the stadium section up the inside. No space there, and we're going to have to switch it back to the inside here into the hairpin sort of bit of the stadium section. Running a little bit wide there, a bit out of control, but we make the move on Bottas all the same.
Nice work, that brings you up a place.
And now we can focus on getting some further points in this one and getting closer to Casper Akkerman. The next car up the road is Daniel Ricciardo, so let's close up to him. We move on again then, and sitting on the back of Daniel Ricciardo, we go for the move up the inside and make that one stick just about very deep there. But an aggressive move on Daniel Ricciardo, but we've got ahead of him just about there as he's trying to fight back, but we will maintain this one. And
Ackerman just ahead. Push hard. Our gap to the car in front is 3.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 14 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 23.1. You're gaining by 2 seconds a lap.
And yeah, now we're catching Ackerman and we're significantly faster. So let's see how this one goes.
It's clear from anyone watching either in the stands or at home, the determination on show from Haas and Aiden Jackson today.
No, you're not wrong there, Ant. His performance has improved race by race throughout the season, and his driving today, impeccable. Here's a test for him now, though, as they head down the main straight. There's a lot of friction between these two, and his teammates after him. Will he budge?
Hold position, Aiden.
Oh, I've never seen anything like this on a racetrack before. Two teammates wheel to wheel.
Keep it clean.
Inches separating them and they crash. Oh, they've come together in spectacular style, and they're both out of the race.
Casper Ackerman, you are a pickle. Disaster. With neither driver willing to cede the position, Jackson and Ackerman make contact heading into turn 1. Both cars sustained terminal damage, ending the race for the Haas pair and shattering the team's dream of securing a top 5 position in the Constructors' Championship. Gunter Steiner smashed many doors.
Close the door. Sit down. What the hell was going on out there? We've invested millions in you two. Millions. And look at you both. Acting like a couple of school kids. You've got a lot to prove this year, boy. And you're swanning around like butter wouldn't melt. And as for you, you should know better. I'm disgusted. You should both be ashamed.
Brian,
Not a word. Not a single word. I should fire you both right here and now. You've screwed our chances this season. The team is bigger than you two and your petty squabbles. Grow up! Any more, and you're both out. Do you hear me? I'll finish the season behind the wheel myself if I have to. Both of you, get out.
Go away.
Hey.
Hey.
So, what did he say?
Threatened to fire both of us.
He won't.
That's not the point.
I'll just leave you be.
Is Lily okay? Does she know I'm safe?
Yeah, she saw you climb out. She's fine. I left her with your mother.
Okay, good.
You've survived worse, you know?
Doesn't make it any easier.
Maybe not, but you're not hurt. And you have a family who'll love you. The rest are just details. I'll see you later.
Oh, didn't expect to get emotional. Anyway, that is going to do it for this episode. That's the end of the season, as far as we can go in this one. So, yes, I'm just going to say thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time when we return for the beginning of the second season of Breaking Point. It took me way longer than it should have to remember what this series is called. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.